You are a researcher and you try to write for a more general audience. You're struggling a bit, but one certainty is every text starts with a general introduction, right? No, it doesn't. This is the #1 misunderstanding about writing for non-peers. A successful popular scientific text does not look like this, with the conclusion at the end. Instead, it looks like this. You start with your conclusion, with the point you want to make, with the one thing you hope people will quote you on. And this is your key message. In the rest of the text, you elaborate on that key message. Your structure is upside down from what you're used to. I am Anne from FishGrowFeet and I train researchers to write upside down. The upside down structure makes people outside your research field actually start reading and keep on reading instead of browsing or swiping onto something else. Because you might hope your readers look like this, but in fact, and certainly if they're non-peers, they look like this. Your text is competing for attention, and that's why starting with background or with a crash course explaining jargon does not work. What does work is starting with your most important and attractive message, the key message. Now, how can you find this key message? It's only one sentence, but it's the hardest and the most important sentence you'll write. And it depends on your audience. The first step is imagining who exactly you want to write for. For them? Or for them? Or rather for them? Never try to write for the general public. That's too broad. How will you ever know what interests them and what doesn't? Or even what is jargon to them and what is not? The second step is crafting a key message that's both understandable and attractive for that audience. Often, people think they know what they want to write about, but they have a theme instead of a key message. Let's look at an example. This is a theme. And this is a key message. Notice how the key message does not contain jargon and is relevant for an audience of non-peers. On top of that, a key message is one sentence only, an answer, not a question, and content-rich. It's not clickbait, it's not a title yet, it's the point you want to make. As a third step, now use this key message to write an attractive opening paragraph. And for this, there are two possibilities. Let's look at an example of each. Here, the key message is the first sentence of the opening paragraph. The next two sentences give some more details. And note how the opening key message sentence avoids the jargon word graphene. A second option for the opening paragraph is this. Here, the explicit key message is the last sentence of the opening paragraph. Take a look at the first three sentences. Here, the key message is implicitly present and leading us to the explicit key message that follows. In this case, it's recognizable questions about being lazy, but the implicit key message can be anecdotes or anything that pulls us in as a reader and leads us to the explicit key message. Congrats, the hardest work is done. You know your audience, you've defined your key message, and you've used that key message to write an attractive opening. Next steps include brainstorming for a gripping title and designing the full upside-down structure. Once you're actually writing all paragraphs, it will stay important to limit jargon. The great news is that the upside-down structure in itself automatically reduces the amount of jargon. Intrigued in how to write upside down for your research topic? You're very welcome in my workshop at the SciComm Academy. We'll find your key message and your upside down structure, and will attract more readers than ever.